The infinite source of wealth is not a treasure chest buried in the earth, nor a secret vault locked away by a chosen few. It is the ever-flowing river of divine supply that runs through the very fabric of life. This source does not diminish, it does not fail, and it does not show favoritism. It is infinite, eternal, and available to every soul who dares to believe in its reality. Too often, people mistake money as the source itself, when in truth money is only a symbol, a channel, a visible representation of the invisible abundance that already exists in unlimited measure. When you look to man as your supply, you limit yourself to what man can give. But when you recognize the infinite source as your supply, you tap into a reservoir that can never run dry. Suddenly, opportunities appear where none were seen, doors open where only walls seem to stand, and provision flows in ways beyond human reasoning. The source is creative and boundless. It can use people, ideas, and circumstances you never imagined to deliver to you exactly what you need when you need it. This source is not accessed through fear or worry, for fear shuts the flow and worry blocks the current. It is accessed through faith, through the confident knowing that you live in a universe of abundance, not scarcity. The infinite source of wealth is like the sun, it shines on all without discrimination. Some turn away and live in shadows, believing the light is gone. Others open their hearts and stand in its warmth, drawing life, energy, and prosperity into every part of their being. To live in awareness of this source is to live free of the chains of limitation. It is to stop begging for supply and start declaring, "I am one with the infinite riches of the universe." As soon as you claim it, you align yourself with it, and the flow begins to move in your favor. You no longer chase money in desperation. Money begins to move toward you as a natural effect of your alignment with the infinite source. The power of the spoken word is one of the greatest forces ever entrusted to humanity, yet it is the most neglected. Words are not empty sounds. They are containers of energy, carriers of life, and builders of destiny. Every word you speak goes forth like a seed, and that seed must grow after its own kind. Speak of lack, and lack takes root. Speak of abundance, and abundance begins to flourish. The spoken word is the bridge between the invisible and the visible, between the unseen realm of thought and the manifested reality of experience. Each time you open your mouth, you set into motion laws that cannot be undone. Many believe that words vanish into thin air, but words live, words travel, words create. A declaration made with conviction strikes the unseen substance of life and molds it into form. The spoken word is the architect of your financial reality. When you say, "Money is hard to come by," you engrave that truth into your world. When you boldly affirm, "Money flows to me freely, constantly, and abundantly," the universe rearranges itself to honor your command. The tongue is a creative tool, a divine instrument of authority. Think of it as a pen writing upon the great book of life. Each sentence you utter becomes a script, and your future must act it out. This is why careless words carry such danger. People say, "I'm always broke. I never have enough. I'll never be wealthy," not realizing they are issuing decrees that bind their own prosperity. You cannot speak bondage and live free. You cannot speak poverty and live rich. You cannot speak fear and walk in faith. The law responds to the vibration of your voice, and it gives you exactly what you declare. The power of the spoken word is amplified by faith. A whispered affirmation spoken with conviction can outcreate 1,000 loud complaints. It is not volume that moves the universe. It is belief. When you speak, speak as one who knows. Speak as one who commands. Speak as one whose words cannot fail. Say, "I am a magnet for money. Every dollar I spend returns multiplied. The riches of the universe are mine by divine right." Speak it in the morning, speak it in the night, speak it until your inner world shifts, for once the inner changes, the outer must follow. Your words are also assignments. They go forth to prepare the way, to attract people, to draw opportunities, to shape circumstances. When you declare, I will succeed, you are not merely encouraging yourself, you are sending out a decree that begins aligning the universe with your success. Your words move before you and carve a path where none existed. They are like invisible workers building bridges, breaking barriers, and opening doors. So guard your tongue as you would guard treasure. Let every word that falls from your lips be a word of faith, a word of power, a word of life. Refuse to give voice to fear, doubt, or limitation. If such thoughts arise, replace them immediately with words of truth. Declare abundance until lack loses its grip. Declare prosperity until wealth becomes natural. Declare freedom until chains break, for as surely as you speak, so shall it be established. The spoken word is your divine scepter, the instrument by which you rule your world. Use it carelessly, and you invite disorder. Use it wisely, and you command abundance. Say it boldly, say it faithfully, say it continually. The power of the spoken word will transform your life, draw money to your hands, and prove to you that what you speak with faith, you must live in reality. The power of the spoken word is one of the greatest forces ever entrusted to humanity, yet it is the most neglected. Words are not empty sounds. They are containers of energy, carriers of life, and builders of destiny. Every word you speak goes forth like a seed, and that seed must grow after its own kind. Speak of lack, and lack takes root. Speak of abundance, and abundance begins to flourish. The spoken word is the bridge between the invisible and the visible, between the unseen realm of thought and the manifested reality of experience. Each time you open your mouth, you set into motion laws that cannot be undone. Many believe that words vanish into thin air, but words live, words travel, words create. A declaration made with conviction strikes the unseen substance of life and molds it into form. The spoken word is the architect of your financial reality. When you say money is hard to come by, you engrave that truth into your world. When you boldly affirm, money flows to me freely, constantly, and abundantly, the universe rearranges itself to honor your command. The tongue is a creative tool, a divine instrument of authority. Think of it as a pen writing upon the great book of life. Each sentence you utter becomes a script, and your future must act it out. This is why careless words carry such danger. People say, I'm always broke, I never have enough, I'll never be wealthy, not realizing they are issuing decrees that bind their own prosperity. You cannot speak bondage and live free. You cannot speak poverty and live rich. You cannot speak fear and walk in faith. The law responds to the vibration of your voice, and it gives you exactly what you declare. The power of the spoken word is amplified by faith. A whispered affirmation spoken with conviction can outcreate 1,000 loud complaints. It is not volume that moves the universe, it is belief. When you speak, speak as one who knows, speak as one who commands, speak as one whose words cannot fail. Say, I am a magnet for money. Every dollar I spend returns multiplied. The riches of the universe are mine by divine right. Speak it in the morning, speak it in the night, speak it until your inner world shifts, for once the inner changes, the outer must follow. Your words are also assignments. They go forth to prepare the way, to attract people, to draw opportunities, to shape circumstances. When you declare, I will succeed, you are not merely encouraging yourself, you are sending out a decree that begins aligning the universe with your success. Your words move before you and carve a path where none existed. They are like invisible workers building bridges, breaking barriers, and opening doors. So guard your tongue as you would guard treasure. Let every word that falls from your lips be a word of faith, a word of power, a word of life. Refuse to give voice to fear, doubt, or limitation. If such thoughts arise, replace them immediately with words of truth. Declare abundance until lack loses its grip. Declare prosperity until wealth becomes natural. Declare freedom until chains break, for as surely as you speak, so shall it be established. The spoken word is your divine scepter, the instrument by which you rule your world. Use it carelessly, and you invite disorder. Use it wisely, and you command abundance. Say it boldly, say it faithfully, say it continually. The power of the spoken word will transform your life, draw money to your hands, and prove to you that what you speak with faith, you must live in reality. Replacing limiting money beliefs is one of the most vital steps in attracting true abundance. For the greatest prison is not made of stone or steel, but of thought. Many live behind invisible bars built from the words they have spoken and the beliefs they have accepted. Money is hard to earn. I'll never have enough. Riches are for other people, not for me. These phrases, repeated again and again, form chains that hold wealth at a distance. The universe listens, and obediently it confirms those declarations. Life reflects what you believe, and belief is shaped by the words you allow to live in your mind and flow from your lips. To replace limiting beliefs, one must first recognize them. They often hide in casual conversation, slipping from the tongue without notice. A sigh of "I can't afford it" seems harmless, yet it plants a seed of lack. A joke about being broke may earn a laugh, but it writes poverty into your script. Every careless word is a thread woven into the fabric of your reality. Awareness is the first act of freedom. The moment you catch yourself speaking words of lack, you have discovered the lock on your prison door. But recognition alone is not enough. You must replace. Just as darkness is driven out by light, false beliefs are dissolved by truth. Instead of saying, "I can't afford it," say, "The money I need flows to me at the right time." Instead of declaring, "Money is scarce," declare, "I live in a universe of endless supply." Instead of whispering, "I'll never be wealthy," proclaim, "I am a magnet for wealth, and riches find me with ease." These new declarations are not mere words, they are tools of transformation. Each one plants a seed of prosperity in the garden of your subconscious, and what is planted there must grow. Consistency is the key. A single affirmation spoken once may inspire, but affirmations spoken daily with conviction rewire the very foundation of your mind. Just as a stream carves stone by constant flow, new beliefs reshape the subconscious through repetition. Speak them in the morning, speak them in the night, speak them when fear whispers its lies. The more you declare truth, the weaker the old chains become until they crumble entirely. Replacing limiting money beliefs also requires imagination. See yourself living in abundance. Picture yourself paying every bill with ease, giving generously, walking in freedom. Feel the joy of wealth now, before the evidence appears. The mind does not distinguish between reality and vividly imagined truth. It simply accepts what it is given. If you feed it images of lack, lack multiplies. If you feed it visions of prosperity, prosperity responds. There will be resistance at first. The old beliefs will protest. They will whisper, "This isn't real, you're only pretending." But persistence silences their voice. Each time you choose a word of abundance over a word of lack, you strengthen the new pattern. Eventually, it becomes natural. The thought of scarcity feels foreign, while the thought of abundance feels like home. Replacing limiting money beliefs is not about ignoring reality. It is about creating a new one. It is the conscious choice to speak and believe what aligns with truth rather than illusion. For the truth is this: the universe is abundant and supply is unlimited. Poverty is not destiny, it is a pattern, and patterns can be changed. The moment you declare, "I am free from the chains of lack. I live in abundance, money flows to me freely and constantly," you begin to rewrite your story. When you change your beliefs, you change your vibration. When you change your vibration, you change what you attract. And when you change what you attract, money must come, not as a trickle, but as a river. The old chains fall, and you step into the freedom that has been waiting for you all along. Gratitude is more than polite manners or a pleasant feeling. It is a spiritual force that multiplies everything it touches. It is the law of increase in action. Whatever you give thanks for, no matter how small, expands under the light of gratitude. To say thank you in advance, before the money arrives, is to send out a signal of faith so strong that it compels the universe to deliver. Gratitude is not passive. It is a creative command, a magnetic current that pulls abundance from the unseen into the seen. Think of gratitude as the spiritual soil in which the seeds of your words are planted. Without it, the ground is hard, resistant, and unyielding. But with gratitude, the soil is rich, fertile, and bursting with life. Speak words of abundance, water them with thanksgiving, and watch them grow into a harvest far greater than you imagine. Gratitude in advance is not pretending. It is declaring that what is unseen is already yours, and that declaration forces it into manifestation. The grateful heart sees wealth even before wealth arrives. It wakes in the morning and says, "Thank you for the money now flowing to me." It pays bills and says, "Thank you that these are already covered in full." It looks at empty hands and says, "Thank you for the riches that are already mine." This posture of gratitude changes the inner vibration, and when the inner changes, the outer must follow. Life cannot withhold from the one who gives thanks, for gratitude unlocks the gates of abundance. Notice how ingratitude works in reverse. Complaints shrink the flow of supply. Murmuring about what you lack, resenting what you don't have, or envying what others possess shuts the door on your own blessings. The more you complain, the more life confirms your complaint. But the more you give thanks, the more life multiplies your reasons to be thankful. Gratitude is the difference between shrinking resources and expanding supply. Gratitude also elevates giving and receiving. When you give with a thankful heart, the money you release returns multiplied. When you receive with thankfulness, you honor the flow of abundance and invite more. Gratitude keeps the current of circulation alive and strong. It is the oil that keeps the wheel of prosperity turning smoothly without friction or resistance. The most powerful use of gratitude is to thank in advance. Say, "Thank you for the money now coming to me." Long before it arrives, say, "Thank you for my financial freedom." Even while bills still rest on your desk, this kind of gratitude is pure faith in action. It does not wait for proof, it creates the proof. It does not beg, it commands with joy, and the universe, bound by its own law, must respond to that vibration with increase. Gratitude multiplies because it shifts your consciousness from lack to abundance. It trains your mind to see blessings everywhere, and what you see, you draw more of. Soon you find wealth in unexpected places, opportunities where others see none, provision where once there was only need. Gratitude turns every situation into fertile ground for increase. So give thanks now, not later. Give thanks for the money on its way. Give thanks for the prosperity that is yours by divine right. Give thanks until your whole being vibrates with joy. For gratitude is the multiplier, the unseen force that turns little into much and lack into overflow. And as you live in gratitude, you discover that abundance is not coming. It is already here, multiplying before your very eyes. Circulation is the lifeblood of money, the divine rhythm that keeps wealth alive, moving, and multiplying. Money is not meant to be hoarded in fear or clutched with trembling hands. It is energy, and energy must flow. Just as blood must circulate through the body to sustain life, money must circulate through your hands, your community, your world, to keep abundance vibrant and strong. The moment you grasp money in fear, the flow is blocked. The moment you release it with joy, you create a vacuum that abundance rushes to fill. Think of the ocean waves. They come in and they go out. They rise and they fall. This is the law of circulation, giving and receiving, outflow and inflow. When you spend with gratitude, when you give with joy, when you release without fear, you align yourself with the ocean of abundance, and waves of prosperity return to you greater than before. But when you withhold, when you hoard, when you fear loss, you step out of rhythm and the tide seems to recede. It is not that supply has disappeared, it is that your fear has closed the channel. Circulation teaches that money grows by movement. A seed hidden away in a drawer cannot sprout, but a seed planted in fertile soil multiplies. In the same way, money locked away in fear remains stagnant, but money placed in circulation multiplies through opportunities, investments, generosity, and giving. Every time you release money with a thankful heart, you activate the law of increase, and that money must return multiplied. Life will always send back more than you give, for the law cannot be broken. Many people cling to money as if it were their only security, not realizing that their true security is the infinite source. Money is only a channel, not the source itself. When you give freely, you declare, "I trust the source to refill my hands." That trust is rewarded, for the universe cannot leave an open hand empty. To live in circulation is to live in constant supply, where fear of lack has no hold, and confidence in abundance rules the heart. Notice how circulation operates in nature. The rain falls, the rivers flow, the plants grow, the fruits ripen, and the cycle continues. If rain stopped falling, life would wither. If rivers stopped moving, waters would stagnate. Likewise, if money stops flowing, prosperity dries up. But when money moves, through buying, through giving, through sharing, it blesses not only the receiver but also the giver, for both are part of the same current of life. Circulation is not careless spending nor reckless waste. It is conscious, joyful release. When you pay a bill, bless it. Say, "I am thankful for the service this provided, and I know more money flows back to me in return." When you give to another, bless them. Say, "As I give, I open the way for more to flow into my life." When you invest, bless your investment. Say, "This money multiplies and returns to me richly." These blessings keep the current alive, ensuring that every outflow draws a greater inflow. The truth is simple: money must move to grow. Just as the breath must exhale to inhale again, you must let money go to receive more. When you live in fear and clutch it tight, you suffocate the flow. But when you live in faith and let it circulate, you discover that supply is endless, and money comes back again and again, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. So let your money move, give with joy. Spend with gratitude, invest with confidence. Circulate it in trust, and you will live in the rhythm of divine abundance, where money flows like a river, ever moving, ever increasing, ever blessing all it touches. Divine confidence in prosperity is the unshakable knowing that wealth is not a privilege for the few, but a birthright for all who align with the laws of abundance. It is a confidence not rooted in arrogance or pride, but in truth. The truth that the infinite source never withholds, never rations, never runs dry. To walk in divine confidence is to walk as one who knows that supply is secure, that provision is guaranteed, that money must flow, because the law of abundance cannot fail. This confidence changes everything. It changes how you speak, how you think, how you carry yourself. The timid soul, bound by doubt, whispers, "I hope money will come." The confident soul declares, "Money is already mine. It moves toward me now with speed and ease." That declaration does not waver because it is not built on circumstance, but on spiritual law. Just as the sun rises without fail, so too does supply flow to the one who stands in confidence. Divine confidence is magnetic. People are drawn to it. Opportunities are attracted to it. Doors swing open before it, for the world responds to certainty. A person who stands tall, speaking and acting with assurance, creates a vibration that commands respect and recognition. This vibration declares silently yet powerfully, "I am one with abundance," and life answers that declaration with matching wealth. Think of how differently one moves when clothed in confidence. Shoulders back, eyes lifted, voice steady. Every action carries authority, every word carries weight. Contrast this with the one who walks in fear, shrinking, doubting, apologizing for their own existence. The universe reflects the inner state. Fear attracts delay, but confidence attracts acceleration. Fear says, "What if I fail?" Confidence says, "I cannot fail." for divine law is on my side. Fear looks at the empty purse and trembles. Confidence looks at the infinite source and smiles. To build this divine confidence, one must train the mind daily, feed it words of power, not weakness, declare boldly, I live in abundance, I am supported by the infinite source, money flows to me constantly and endlessly. Each time you affirm this truth, your confidence grows. Soon it becomes your natural state. You no longer wonder if money will come, you know it must. You no longer beg life for provision, you command it as your divine inheritance. Confidence in prosperity is not reckless boasting nor blind pride. It is alignment. It is walking in agreement with the eternal law that abundance is ever present and ever available. It is the calm assurance of a king seated on his throne, not because of ego, but because he knows the throne belongs to him by right. So too does abundance belong to you by right. Divine confidence claims it, expects it, and lives in it, without apology, without hesitation, without doubt. And when you move in this confidence, money begins to move differently. It comes with speed. It arrives in unexpected ways. People appear to help you. Ideas spring forth that turn to gold. Life bends in your favor because divine confidence signals to the universe that you are ready, that you are aligned, that you can be trusted with more. The timid may still be waiting, but the confident are already receiving. So stand tall, lift your head, speak with authority, act with certainty. Let every step declare, I am prosperous now. For divine confidence in prosperity is the key that unlocks doors, the magnet that draws riches, the vibration that multiplies money. It is the posture of one who knows, abundance is mine, prosperity is mine, wealth is mine, and nothing can withhold it from me. Action aligned with declaration is the bridge between the invisible word and the visible world. Many speak powerful affirmations. Many declare wealth and abundance, but their actions contradict their words. They declare prosperity yet act in fear. They speak abundance yet hoard in doubt. They claim divine supply yet hesitate when opportunities arrive. True power is released when your actions rise to meet your declarations, when what you say with your lips is mirrored by what you do with your life. When you declare, money flows freely to me, then walk with boldness into opportunities, you prove your faith. When you say, I live in abundance, then spend with gratitude instead of fear, you align your actions with your words. When you affirm, the universe supports me, then step into new ventures without hesitation, you create the harmony that unlocks supply. Words plant the seed, but action waters it. Without action, the seed lies dormant. With action, it bursts into life. Consider the farmer who declares a great harvest. He may speak it with conviction, but if he never plants, never tends the soil, never acts, his declaration falls empty. The law requires alignment. Words are the command, but action is the demonstration of belief. When word and deed unite, heaven and earth agree, and manifestation rushes forth. Too many live in contradiction. They pray for prosperity, but refuse to take the inspired step. They declare abundance, but delay every decision. They speak of trust in the source, but clutch every coin in fear. This double-mindedness blocks the flow. The universe does not respond to words alone. It responds to conviction revealed in action. When you align your behavior with your belief, you send a signal of certainty that cannot be ignored. Aligned action does not mean frantic striving or endless toil. It means moving in rhythm with your declarations, guided by faith, not fear. If you have declared that wealth is yours, then walk as though it is already done. Dress, speak, and carry yourself as one who knows abundance flows. If you have declared that opportunity is yours, then move when the door opens instead of shrinking back. If you have declared that generosity multiplies your supply, then give with joy when prompted, instead of withholding in doubt. Action aligned with declaration is often simple, yet profound. It may be sending out that proposal, starting that business, blessing that bill, investing in that idea, or even letting go of something old to make room for something greater. Each step is a demonstration of faith. Each act says, I believe what I have declared, and I prove it with movement. And every time you align action with declaration, you invite multiplied results. Life does not reward hesitation. It rewards certainty. The bold are favored because their actions prove their belief. The hesitant delay their own good, not because supply is absent, but because they have not yet aligned with it. Your declaration says, I claim abundance. Your action says, I believe abundance is here. Together, they form a partnership that makes prosperity inevitable. So let your life echo your words. Let your hands move in harmony with your voice. Do not merely declare wealth. Demonstrate it through fearless, faith-filled action. For when your action aligns with your declaration, the unseen becomes seen, the spiritual becomes material, and money flows into your life with undeniable power. Living now in the consciousness of wealth is the final key that unlocks the treasure house of abundance. Too many people postpone prosperity into the future. They say, one day I will be wealthy, one day I will have enough, one day my breakthrough will come. But the law of abundance is not a law of tomorrow, it is a law of now. Wealth is not something you chase, it is something you embody. To live in the consciousness of wealth is to carry within you the vibration, the feeling, the awareness that you already possess abundance here and now, before any outward evidence has appeared. Wealth begins in the mind long before it shows up in the bank. If your inner dialogue is lack, your outer world will mirror scarcity. If your inner dialogue is abundance, your outer world will reflect prosperity. Living in the consciousness of wealth means shifting from hoping to knowing, from wishing to declaring, from waiting to receiving. It means waking each day and saying, I am rich now, I live in abundance now, I walk in prosperity now. As you claim it in consciousness, the world cannot help but rearrange itself to reflect your inner state. Living in this awareness transforms how you move through life. You stop acting like a beggar, pleading for crumbs of opportunity. You move as a creator, commanding the supply that belongs to you. You stop worrying over bills and instead bless them, knowing that payment is proof of circulation. You stop fearing the future and instead walk in confidence because you know the source is limitless and supply is certain. When you live in the consciousness of wealth, you are never desperate, never anxious, never in doubt. You know you are provided for, always and in every way. The wealthy consciousness speaks differently. It does not say, I can't afford it. It says, if this is mine by divine right, the way will be provided. It does not say, money is hard to come by. It says, money flows to me freely and joyfully. It does not say, I am waiting to be blessed. It says, I am blessed now, and blessings multiply as I recognize them. This shift in consciousness is not fantasy, it is alignment with truth. The infinite source is already pouring out supply. Living in wealth consciousness means opening your eyes to see it, your hands to receive it, and your heart to expect it. When you live in the consciousness of wealth, your environment must change to reflect it. Opportunities will appear, ideas will spark, people will show up to bless you, and money will move toward you in unexpected channels. Why? Because consciousness creates reality. The wealthy mind creates the wealthy life. If you wait for money to arrive before you feel wealthy, you delay your good. But if you feel wealthy now, money is compelled to appear, for the outer world cannot resist the inner command. This is not about reckless spending or pretending to have what you don't. It is about embodying the energy of abundance in your thoughts, your words, your actions, and your expectations. It is about choosing gratitude over fear, faith over doubt, circulation over hoarding, declaration over silence, and confidence over hesitation. Wealth consciousness is a posture of the soul. It is living in the awareness that you are already connected to infinite supply, and therefore you can never truly lack. So lift your head, open your heart, and declare, I live now in the consciousness of wealth. I am surrounded by abundance. Money flows to me in rivers of plenty. I am rich in ideas, rich in opportunities, rich in resources, rich in joy, and rich in life. And as you live this consciousness daily, the invisible becomes visible, the unseen becomes seen, and prosperity manifests in overflowing measure. The divine secret revealed is that abundance is not hidden, nor is it reserved for the chosen few. It has always been within you, around you, and flowing through you. The secret is not locked away in vaults of gold, nor buried beneath the soil of the earth. It is in your consciousness, your words, your faith, your actions. The moment you awaken to this truth, the doors of limitation swing open, and you step into the boundless flow of prosperity that has been waiting for you all along. The divine secret is this: you and the infinite source are one. You are not separate from supply. You are an expression of it. Money is not something outside of you that you must chase or struggle for. It is an energy that responds to your vibration, your belief, your declaration. When you align your mind, your words, and your actions with the truth of abundance, money begins to move toward you with speed and ease. This secret reveals why some remain in struggle while others flourish. It is not luck, nor chance, nor favoritism. It is alignment. Those who live in fear, doubt, and limitation close their channel. Those who live in faith, gratitude, and confidence open the floodgates. Life gives to each according to their consciousness. The divine secret is that you already hold the key. You unlock prosperity by living as if it is yours now, by declaring it boldly, by moving with confidence, by circulating freely, and by trusting that the infinite source cannot fail you. The divine secret is also that money is never the true goal. Money is the effect, not the cause. The cause is your alignment with divine law. The cause is your faith-filled word. The cause is your gratitude in advance. The cause is your confidence in the unseen. The cause is your fearless action. When the cause is set in motion, the effect, money, wealth, opportunity, supply, must follow. Seek alignment with the source, and all the visible forms of prosperity will chase after you. This is the secret sages have spoken for ages. The truth whispered in every sacred teaching. As within, so without. As you believe, so shall it be. The treasure you seek has never been far from you. It has been within your reach all along, waiting for you to awaken, to believe, to declare, to act, to receive. And now, the secret is no longer hidden from you. You know it, you feel it, you carry it. The divine secret revealed is that abundance is your birthright, prosperity is your inheritance, wealth is your natural state. Claim it, live it, embody it, and watch as the universe rushes to confirm the truth you have dared to declare.